In a cramped Detroit bedroom, a teenager stares at a glowing laptop screen, headphones on, fingers poised over a cracked music program. He's recording a track about how to fake an ID, steal credit card numbers, and cash out Bitcoin wallets. The beat is raw. The lyrics are explicit. This isn't fantasy, it's a blueprint. This is scam rap, a genre where music isn't just about storytelling, it's a how-to guide for crime. It started underground but now commands millions of listeners. Fans aren't just vibing, they're learning. From Detroit streets to TikTok streams, scam rap blurs the line between music and criminal instruction. How did this happen? Why are young people tuning into explicit lessons on identity theft and fraud? And what does it say about the world they live in? Welcome to scam rap, the most wicked genre in music. Detroit has always had a story to tell, gritty, raw, and fueled by survival. But by the late 2010s, something new was bubbling in the Motor City's underground. Teens were skipping corners and skipping school not to hustle dope, but to learn how to run up a bank account using just a laptop and a VPN. This wasn't your typical trap hustle. It was digital, scalable, and terrifyingly effective. And at the center of it all, TJX6. With his breakout track Dark Web in 2019, TJ didn't just rap about swiping cards, he explained how to do it. Line by line, bar by bar, he name-dropped VPNs, Bitcoin wallets, the Tor browser, fake IDs, and drop addresses all over an offbeat lo-fi instrumental. And somehow, it worked. TJX6 wasn't a fluke, he was a blueprint. Detroit had quietly become a hotbed for low-level cybercrime, partly because of how accessible scamming had become. Why risk jail time selling drugs on a corner when you could make thousands from your bedroom with nothing but a prepaid debit card and an internet connection? As the genre grew, the artists became more specific. Self-improvement videos on YouTube got repurposed into tracks. Rap lyrics became tutorials. TJ, X6, Casher Kwan, 10K Kev, and others developed what they called jugging music, a sound that was messy, repetitive, and sometimes offbeat. But that was the point. It felt like watching someone figure it out in real time. There was a lawless energy to it all. Punchlines referenced real scams that were actually working at the time. Fake shipping labels, unemployment fraud, gift card laundering, and hacked PayPal accounts weren't just lines, they were livelihoods. Detroit's failing economy created the perfect storm. High youth unemployment, broken public schools, and a lack of infrastructure meant young people had to get creative. And when someone figured out how to exploit the system, the playbook was handed down not in secret, but blasted over speakers and streamed by the thousands. And then came the fans. Young listeners weren't just vibing to the beat, they were taking notes. In the comment sections of scam rap songs, you find teenagers asking questions like, what VPN do I use? And is this method still working in 2021? The government took notice, but by then, it was already too late. The scam rap floodgates were open, but Detroit was just the beginning, because what happened next would push the genre beyond credit cards and into a new territory no one saw coming. If TJ6 lit the match, Punch-Made Dev poured gasoline on it. Where early scam rappers focus on gritty, raw storytelling from Detroit's trap houses, Dev took the game into a polished entrepreneurial era. He wasn't just scamming for clout, he was building a full-blown brand. With videos titled things like How to Scam a Bank, and music where he rapped about router jacks, carding methods, and exploiting payment systems, Punch-Made Dev created a persona that blurred the line between rapper, scammer, and internet CEO. It was performance art, but it was also eerily functional. In tracks like Wire Fraud Tutorial, Dev doesn't just boast, he breaks it down. His lyrics read like a step-by-step guide on how to manipulate mobile banking apps, file fraudulent disputes, and make cash disappear and reappear under different names. For some fans, he was a genius. For others, he was a criminal giving out free seminars with an 808 kick. But what made Punch-Made Dev different wasn't just his subject matter, it was his marketing mindset. He sold scam guides, he created encrypted Telegram groups, he dropped limited edition merchandise like it was a fashion label. He even rapped about running ads on Facebook with fake business pages to juice credit card payments while using real ad strategies to push his music. In short, he turned scam rap into a funnel. The music was just a bait. The real money was in the back-end courses, ebooks, mentorships, fake drop services, and affiliate-style hustles. His fans, a mix of disillusioned teens, internet misfits, and wannabe cybercriminals who couldn't tell if it was satire or a sales pitch, and that was the brilliance of it. Punch-Made Dev crafted an online persona so exaggerated, so absurdly profitable, that people either wanted to be him or expose him. And then the FBI got involved. In 2023, Dev posted a now deleted video showing him surrounded by expensive cars, stacks of cash, and what looked like real-time banking fraud. Whether it was bait or bravado didn't matter. It drew attention, headlines followed, agents started watching. But the thing is, Dev wasn't the only one. He was part of a new wave of scam rappers who no longer operated in the shadows. The music became a front-end business. The back-end was a digital black market of courses, guides, and consulting, all wrapped in memes and TikToks. Scam rap wasn't just music anymore, it was infrastructure. Some say Dev pioneered a new kind of hustle, one where clout and criminality merged into a sleek, monetizable brand. Others argue he crossed the line by actively recruiting kids into fraud through music. But whether you see him as an innovator or a menace, one thing is clear. Punch made Dev change the rules, and what came next blurred the lines between rap, fraud, and fantasy even further. Because soon, scam rap wouldn't just be about doing the crime, it would be about performing it. And no one embodied that contradiction better than a rapper who scammed the system and then faked getting arrested for it. In August 2019, scam rap pulled off its most confusing hustle, yet one that didn't involve stolen credit cards or hacked bank accounts. Instead, it involved TJ-X6 staging his own arrest. At first, it looked real. Videos surfaced showing TJ being dramatically pulled off stage by men in suits during a live performance. No one knew what was going on. Was it the feds? Did he get caught for real? Fans flooded Twitter, blogs lit up, Reddit threads went wild. But then just days later, TJ dropped a new music video titled Swipe Story. In it, he rapped from inside what looked like an interrogation room, telling the tale of a scammer getting hemmed up by federal agents, except it was all fake. The arrest, the agents, the drama, all of it was part of the rollout. It wasn't just a prank, it was marketing, and it worked. The staged arrest turned TJ into a legend overnight. Suddenly, scam rap wasn't just about detailing crimes, it was about blurring the lines between truth and performance. The music became a spectacle, the spectacle became strategy. This moment marked a turning point for the genre. Scam rap became more self-aware, more theatrical, more meta. TJ wasn't just telling you about scamming, he was scamming you emotionally. He got millions to buy into a fake narrative, all while monetizing the chaos, and the internet loved it. The performance exposed something deeper about scam rap's DNA. It was never just about getting money, it was about outsmarting the system, even if that system was the music industry itself. Think about it, TJ's fake arrest brought him more attention than any traditional label rollout ever could. No press release, no publicist, just confusion, curiosity, and a perfectly timed video drop. What TJ tapped into was a new kind of virality. One based on deception as entertainment. His fans didn't care that it was staged. In fact, they respected it more. It showed the same finesse he rapped about, executing a perfect jug, not for a quick 5K, but for a permanent spot in internet history. And it inspired a wave of imitators. Suddenly, getting caught became part of the marketing. Rappers leaned into the idea of being watched. They played into paranoia, flaunted stolen IDs on camera, posted PayPal balances, and rapped about how many fake unemployment claims they filed, all while knowing law enforcement might be watching. But that's where the danger started, because when scam rap became a performance, it opened the door for wannabes to turn fiction into fact. Kids who didn't grow up scamming began copying what they saw in the music, thinking they could pull off the same heist without consequence. And in trying to imitate the image, they walked straight into real-life trouble. Because as scam rap gained popularity, law enforcement wasn't just watching the music videos anymore, they were building cases from them. While scam rap may have originated as a raw expression of survival and creativity in economically depressed areas, its influence hasn't stayed within the booth, it's leaked into real life in increasingly dangerous ways. In fact, scam rap is one of the rare musical genres where the lyrics aren't just reflections of a lifestyle, they can be step-by-step guides to committing federal crimes. Young fans, many under 18, listen to these tracks not just for entertainment, but as blueprints. One line might detail how to use a VPN to hide your IP address. Another might explain how to exploit a store's return policy for free merchandise. It's YouTube tutorials meets trap music, only the stakes are federal prison time. And this isn't theoretical. There have been dozens of arrests tied to rappers who bragged about their illegal activities in songs. In 2021, Michigan rapper Self-Made Cash was arrested by the Secret Service after rapping about using stolen identities and cashing out unemployment checks. He wasn't exaggerating, he actually did it. Authorities used his lyrics as evidence. This is where scam rap diverges sharply from traditional gangster rap or even drill music. While those genres often chronicle street violence, scam rap documents cyber violence, fraud, identity theft, financial deception, and unlike gun violence, which leaves a trail of trauma and police reports, cybercrime often leaves victims confused, unaware, and helpless as their bank accounts are emptied or credit destroyed. Even more chilling is how normalized this behavior has become in the digital underground. For young, aspiring scammers, these songs function like mentorship programs. Entire Discord servers, Reddit threads, and Telegram groups are filled with teens who discovered scamming through music and now spend their days perfecting their own digital heists. In some cases, they treat scamming like gaming, competing for who can make the most money the fastest with the least risk. For law enforcement, this creates a unique and escalating problem. Unlike traditional street crime, digital fraud is borderless and faceless. A 16-year-old in Flint, Michigan could be draining a retirement account in California or scamming a Canadian e-commerce store without ever leaving his room. The music gives these kids not only the mindset, but the methods. And yet prosecution is difficult. Lyrics alone aren't proof. Unless an artist is caught with hard evidence like screenshots, transaction logs, or digital wallets, it's just art. Prosecutors are now facing First Amendment challenges, as defense attorneys argue that their clients were merely performing characters, not confessing crimes. But the damage continues. Financial institutions, small businesses, and even elderly victims are losing billions each year to fraud schemes that sound suspiciously like scam rap lyrics brought to life. This is no longer just a Detroit problem or an underground trend, it's a nationwide epidemic fueled by clout, curiosity, and desperation. What started as gritty storytelling has mutated into an actual economy of theft, hidden beneath bass-heavy beats and catchy hooks. Scam rap isn't just influencing music culture, it's reshaping the blueprint of crime for an entire generation. Scam rap doesn't just tell stories, it teaches, and that's what has many people nervous. Unlike trap or drill music, which often focus on the consequences of street life, prison, death, or trauma, scam rap flips that script. It's instructional, it's upbeat, and most dangerously, it's often funny. Artists like TJX6, Punchmade Dev, and Guapdad 4000 aren't rapping about war, they're rapping about winning and getting away with it. When TJX6 spits a line like, "Use my mom's name, then I bought a chain," he's not just flexing, he's teaching step-by-step fraud tactics with a grin. This is what separates scam rap from almost every other genre in hip-hop. It's participatory. It invites the listener into the crime. It says, you can do this too. It's not a warning, it's a blueprint. Songs often include walkthroughs for buying dark web tools, downloading VPNs, or setting up bogus sites to run phishing scams. For teens who feel broke, trapped, or ignored by the system, scam rap isn't just entertainment, it's temptation. This is where the backlash begins. Critics argue that scam rap glorifies white-collar crime while removing any consequences. There's rarely mention of jail time or getting caught, only fast money, fake IDs, and luxury brands. It's a fantasy loop with no downside. But here's the twist, many of these artists have faced real heat. TJX6 was reportedly arrested mid-tour. Punchmade Dev has had accounts banned and scrutinized. Some fans even claim law enforcement is quietly building cases using lyrics as evidence. Still, the moral debate rages on. Is scam rap any worse than trap? Is stealing someone's credit card online more harmful than selling drugs in the street? Some argue scam rap is a less violent alternative, even calling it a digital hustle for the modern age. Others say it's even more insidious because it normalizes a type of crime that affects everyone, not just rivals or enemies. It creates a generation of listeners who no longer view identity theft, PPP fraud, or online scamming as crimes at all, but just another come up. Parents, educators, and even some hip-hop elders are starting to push back. They've seen what happens when influence turns into action. In schools across Detroit, Miami, and Atlanta, teens have been caught running beginner-level fraud after mimicking lyrics. One teacher reported that some students knew more about Bitcoin tumblers and IP spoofing than they did about algebra. That's not a coincidence. That's culture shift. What makes scam rap uniquely powerful and dangerous is that it taps into something deeper than rebellion. It taps into disillusionment. These kids aren't trying to become stars. They're trying to escape poverty, oppression, and obscurity by any means necessary. In their minds, scamming isn't evil, it's survival. And when you mix that desperation with music that sounds like a YouTube tutorial dressed in trap drums, you don't just get entertainment, you get indoctrination. And the industry is paying attention because what started in Detroit basements and burner phones is now headed for the Billboard charts. As scam rap gained popularity, law enforcement and the courts faced a new, complicated question. When does a rapper's verse cross from artistic expression into criminal confession? Traditionally, lyrics have been treated as protected speech under the First Amendment. Even gangster rap, with its vivid descriptions of violence and crime, has been shielded as art. But scam rap isn't just telling stories about the streets, it often details ongoing fraudulent schemes complete with dates, names, and methods. This level of specificity blurs the legal lines. Federal prosecutors have tried to use scam rap lyrics as evidence in investigations and trials. In some cases, songs have been introduced to support charges like identity theft, wire fraud, or conspiracy, but defense lawyers argue that lyrics are fictional or exaggerated, and that using them as proof violates free speech rights. Courts are split. Some have allowed lyrics as evidence when directly tied to crimes. Others have pushed back, cautioning judges not to conflate artistic persona with real-life behavior. The debate highlights the larger struggle of policing digital age crime that is deeply entangled with culture. Beyond the courtroom, the dilemma raises ethical questions. Should rap music be censored if it glamorizes or instructs illegal acts? Or does suppressing it risk criminalizing expression from marginalized communities already under scrutiny? Some argue that scam rap is just modern storytelling, a reflection of systemic failures and survival tactics. Others warn that when musicians market fraud as lifestyle, it can inspire copycat crimes with real victims. Law enforcement agencies face a tough balancing act, cracking down on digital fraud without infringing on constitutional rights. Meanwhile, artists navigate a fine line, using their music to boast, warn, or recruit, knowing that a verse could be used against them. In the end, scam rap challenges traditional boundaries between art and crime, forcing society to rethink how culture intersects with law in the digital age. Scam rap is more than just a genre, it's a reflection of a generation wrestling with survival, opportunity, and identity in a rapidly changing world. Born in Detroit's digital underground, it transformed music into a hustler's manual, blurring lines between reality and performance, art and crime. Its rise reveals uncomfortable truths. When traditional paths close, creativity finds new ways to survive, even if that means bending or breaking the rules. Scam rap exposes how technology and culture collide, creating both new economies and new dangers. Whether you see it as rebellious art or reckless influence, scam rap forces us to ask, what happens when music becomes a blueprint for crime? When does storytelling turn into recruitment, and how do we balance freedom of expression with protecting vulnerable communities? One thing is certain, scam rap isn't just a fleeting trend, it's a digital era phenomenon that challenges music, law, and society itself. As the beats fade, the questions remain, and the story of scam rap is far from over.